welcome to Homemade Christmas. As usual, we are making our Christmas wreath, and I'm so excited to show you a new style that we're doing. It's a little bit more floristry this year. With me, I've got Ali and Beth.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, and they're just going to be watching me make the wreath, and
we're going to ask a few silly questions.
Are you?
When we don't understand,
okay,
you know, the techniques.
But you can, and then take your packs home, and you can do yours on another day.
Good. Brilliant.
And I'll come round and give you marks out of 10.
Thank you very much. Sounds fair.
So here's the wreath, and I'll just hold it up again for you. So we've got pussy willow, we've got the spruce that we usually have, and then we've got these little, we call these little bunny tails, which are really sweet.
I love the look at it. It's really sort of natural and earthy this year. It's lovely.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit different to the usual.
Yeah, really
so let's get started.
Great.
So, as always, you must have your moss from your pack. So you want to get your moss out and your ring.
Okay.
I've seen those, and I didn't know what they were until wreath making was introduced to me.
Where would you get one of these from? If you don't have a pack?
They sell them in Hobbycraft, don't they?
Do they? Okay.
Yeah, I've seen them around, I think.
Great.
So quite often we've filled them that way, but we're going to do it this way to get a bigger splay, because this is a bigger wreath. I'm going big this year.
Love it.
So
what size is that ring then?
This is a 12-inch.
Okay.
But you could do a 10-inch if you've got a small door, or.
Yeah.
So the first thing we're going to do is moss it up with the wire, which I really thought I had got the end earlier. I've got the end now. So this is really simple. You're just going to put your wire around the ring just to get a good anchor. And then we're just going to put the moss around it. So, and I think pack it quite thick.
Okay.
So, nice big.
And that moss, is it already damp?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
Can I
quite
feel
damp. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it
Okay.
is. Yeah.
It can get dry, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But it's been outside, so it's just enjoyed the rain.
Where did you get this from?
The
Where
moss.
Do you literally go foraging for it all?
No, but
I mean, I never want to underestimate you, Nicola. There's nothing you cannot do.
do you know, the first time I did Homemade Christmas here,
you did?
I did go, and I collected
I think that's why I've
everything
asked.
from the woods. Yes, not a stupid question.
Amazing. How long did it take you?
A long time.
Okay.
And now 120 packs have gone out,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Wow,
that
that's
would take.
amazing.
Because obviously, usually we would be doing this here together at the warehouse. So
Yeah.
we've just changed it a bit this year, haven't we? Now everyone's at home, maybe hosting their own wreath making party.
Your own invite one around your
Yeah.
kitchen table. Hopefully, you've got friends with you and you're enjoying doing this together. There we are.
That's actually quite nice, isn't it?
It's
You could
really
just,
nice.
Pop your PJs on, very 2021.
Yeah.
You know, PJs on, maybe a glass of. We've got some mulled wine, haven't we?
We have. It's still warm.
Right, we're nearly there with the moss. It is a bit messy.
Good. So this isn't very precise, is it? It's just
This
like
is
chuck
not,
it on, wrap
not
it
precise
round.
at all.
And
then,
is this to provide the base?
so this is going
It's
to
not really going to show, is it?
No.
Okay.
it's going to give moisture to the spruce that we're going to put on, and you can water it, and it will take up a bit of water, and then it can keep it nice.
What,
and nice.
like, give it a little hose or a spray?
Yeah, how do you
Well,
take
I
it off your
spray
door?
it. Yeah,
let's
just give it a
spray or
spray.
something.
There we are. One
Great.
mossed up
That was very quick, I'm impressed.
ring.
Yeah,
She's done this before.
which actually looks really nice, even without anything on it.
Yeah,
Is that what your front door's going to look like? I've got a mossy
My
ring.
unfinished wreath.
Yeah, just a few pine cones, and that could be that.
That's a good one.
Okay, right, so this is the fun bit. We are going to open the next part of our packs. So you need to get your spruce out. And I'm just gonna open it up. And we've got in your packs, you should have your spruce, your pine, And then this is called Cornish parvi. It's like a eucalyptus.
I was going to say it looks like eucalyptus.
Yeah, it's just a little bit less expensive.
It looks so perfect that it's not real, but it is real. Don't you think?
Yeah.
That looks beautiful.
In fact, this is lovely, just popped in a vase on its own. Right, so the next part of this is creating the little bunches. So we've got our piece of spruce. Just get my secateurs. Hopefully you've got some sharp ones of these. Do you have sharp ones at home?
They're all blunt, but
You need to sharpen
after
them.
this weekend, yeah, that's right.
So what I'm going to do is start making little bunches. And if you've done this before, you'll remember we've done this last year. So we'll create our little bunches.
Like little hands, aren't they?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
How many kind of bits are you putting together?
I think this one had 12.
Okay.
So, but you can, if you want to have it really, really full, you could do more.
And like, so 12 individual bunches, but how many in each bunch? I like to be told what to do because I don't
one
have
or
very
two,
much.
one or two, depending on how big they are. Yeah.
I didn't even understand the question.
No, it's because
So
I
that
don't
could be one. That could be a bunch.
Yeah.
Clarified, thank you.
It is just because I don't have very much natural creativity, so I need to be told exactly what to do.
Do you know where the wreath comes from? Making a wreath.
Well, do you know, funny enough, I did. I looked it up and I found that it's there's lots of different theories. What what's your theory?
It's confusing. If you read all the different things, there's, so I think it was started with the Romans.
Yeah.
And it symbolised victory and success.
As in the ones that they used to wear around their heads?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then it was taken by the Christians, and it's I think about 1600 people started making some sort of wreath, and it symbolised everlasting life.
And I read one theory that was sort of talked about Christians adopting it as like the crown of thorns that Jesus wore, and that then if people put holly berries in, that was like symbolising the blood.
Okay.
And then someone else, I think it was, because a lot of our traditions in our country come from Germany, and there was an idea of like evergreens being about like, because evergreens obviously don't die, like sort of being sustained through like the long dark winter.
Yeah.
I really like that as well. So it's like a convergence of some great.
That ties in with the everlasting life, doesn't it? Yeah.
I think for lots of like people that have been around the wreath making night now, how long have we been doing it? It's 5 years, 6 years?
I mean, I've been on staff 7 years, and I think
you've
it was
always
pretty
done it.
much
There we go.
from the beginning.
So I think for lots of people, the wreath making, it's like, this is tonight, it's like the start of Christmas.
Yes.
And people, we've been doing this for years, lots of times, and it's like, now it can really begin. This is it. This is it.
Fill
It all
your
kicks
house
off.
with a Christmassy fragrance.
Yeah.
It smells good though, doesn't it?
It really
smells
does.
So lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, so even where you get one little bit, that's a bunch. I'm calling it a bunch.
I like it.
It looks like there's more than 12 in there, actually. But that seems like a really doable number, doesn't it? Just pretty quick, actually.
Yeah, it doesn't take too long. Yeah. Hopefully everybody's got enough for 12. But if you did feel you're a bit short, you can always go and get something from the garden.
Steal some from your neighbour.
Yeah.
So if this is like the beginning of Christmas, then the question is now a good time to put up your tree, or is that still a little bit too early?
Is it?
Because there's someone around near where I live, they've already got tree up, lights up, everything, and they have for like a couple of weeks now. To me, it can't happen before the beginning of December.
I think we did break that rule last year because everyone was, and we were just so desperate for Christmas to come early. We were desperate
And to feel
for
good
some
about
joy and
Christmas.
hope. Yeah, I think that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's why some people have adopted that a bit this year. With a bit like, we were a bit cheated out of Christmas last year in lots of ways. So this year, let's make it a big one in lots of different ways.
Maybe that's going to be the course now.
Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe so.
Right, I'm nearly there.
You're doing very well while we just sort of witter away. You're actually creating something great.
So So when are you going to put your tree up?
Well, I think usually, so I've got, I've got 2 kids, and for them, they're quite sort of stickler for the tradition of 1st of December, up it goes, come what may. I don't know why, that just feels a bit early to me this year, but I think it's because Christmas is coming faster than I care to think about, really. I haven't done anything.
Are you doing big things this year?
We're going to Andy's family.
Nice.
We're staying there for a week, literally his whole family, so it's going to be
that'll be lovely.
beautiful chaos, and I can't wait. It'll be lovely. But yeah, it does seem far away. I think until you're in December and you're having a chocolate every day alongside your breakfast. Do
you have your own advent calendar?
Hang on, do we? Yeah, I think we do actually. I never would have before I got married, but Andy has always done that, and that's where traditions that you bring from your family. Yeah, even as an adult, and his parents will still buy him and not me an Easter egg. You know, even though we're grown up and very sensible. Yeah.
See, I never have an advent calendar.
Do you not?
And I've decided this year I'm going to treat myself to one. I'm going to get a Tony's Chocolonely one. Because they are brilliantly great chocolate, great ethics, and all of that. And so, I've decided that's what I'm doing this year. No one's going to buy me one. I'm going to buy myself a chocolate.
Why do the children have all the fun? Do you, Nicola? Do you have what? Can't really imagine you having.
I don't
chocolate
have
alongside
chocolate
your breakfast.
Do you just do mulled wine every morning for the whole of December?
Gin martini.
A different kind of advent calendar. Those ones are so expensive though.
Yes, that is true.
Right.
So, back to you.
Right, we're back to this.
Yeah.
So you can see I've got all of my little bunches here, and I'm going to start attaching them to my mossed up ring.
Great.
Look, I've got all these wires going on now. But actually, it's really helpful to keep your wire just going rather than cutting it every time. It's just easier. So, do you remember how to do this?
Do you point them out but then that angle? Okay. Yeah.
So we just bring the wire over and just make sure it's really firmly in position. And then we just literally just come around overlapping. And the great thing is you can just go in and fill in, if you have a hole somewhere, when you finish, there's always a bit of a funny corner or something, and you can just add in some greenery there just to patch it up.
It's good, it's not like a precise...
That's taking shape already, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not precise at all.
So have you done a wreath for years and years, presumably?
Yes.
The first time you did wreath making at church was not your first time making one.
I love making a wreath.
Do you?
Yeah, and a lot of people have been making them for autumn and other things, haven't they, recently? A lot more wreath making has been going on this year. But yeah, I do enjoy it, and sometimes I make one for inside as well.
Oh, lovely.
That's
Where would you
nice.
put that?
On the back of the front door.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
One either side.
And would it be like a different look or made of different materials or...?
Yeah, different. I've done different things, but yeah, it's basically because I love the smell.
Yeah.
Yes, and you want that indoors, of course, because actually outdoors you can't really smell it, appreciate it quite as much.
Yeah, but so I will be having 2 this year.
I usually add some, we've got loads of fairy lights here, haven't we? And I usually add a little one of those battery pack fairy lights to mine when I get home, just to
remember
put them
to
on the
turn
front
it
door. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right, we are whizzing
This
round.
is looking so good.
There we go. And then we are going to fill in with another foliage. The whole thing this year is about foliage. It's all about sort of different greens.
Yeah, I really like it. Presumably, like, you could, if you had, like, ivy or holly in your garden, or if you were out for a walk, you could, like, sort of do anything, really, couldn't you?
Yes, yeah. And I was going to say at the end, I've got some bits from my garden, and just say, yeah, you can fill it in with anything that you've got, really.
Anything you find lying around?
In my garden, that's not much. I've got rosemary. I've got some dead roses.
Nice.
I've got some dead roses bushes. What do you call those roses? Yeah.
Just regular
really work. Yeah.
Right.
Oh yes. So this goes on later.
Yes.
I can't remember the name of
That's
it now.
pine.
Oh, and that
Oh, no,
is
sorry,
rosemary.
the-
Oh, no.
The Cornish parsley.
Yeah, that's right. So you layer
Just
this
knocked
up.
a bit on the floor. I should just grab my other bit.
So it's the spruce, then the pine,
Yeah.
and then the parsley. I have never heard of that before.
No.
Parsley.
Parsley. Well, yeah, when I go to the wholesalers, I learn all their proper names. I don't really know what things are called, but I look a bit dull
you know what you're talking
sometimes. I quickly write it down, so when I place my order, I look like a proper florist.
There's this amazing app actually that my mum has. She's a very keen gardener, and you literally just take a picture of it, and it tells you what it is. It's amazing.
That's great.
There we go. We're all ready for the next stage.
Oh, that looks fantastic.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm sure everyone else's looks as good as that.
Yes. So if you're not keeping up, don't worry, because you can just sit and enjoy when we've finished here, you can just carry on fiddling with it. And sometimes I'll finish it and then I'll add in some more greenery. So yeah, you can keep working on it.
And we can press pause. Because
You can press pause.
You can.
That is true.
Yes, and now I'm going to do the same with the pine.
Okay.
But what I'm going to do is just cut this really into, I want sort of 6-ish pieces. So some of them I shall put together to create one piece. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill in anywhere where I just want to sort of have a slightly different texture. And if there's any little gaps, I shall pop it in there as well. So I shall cut it all up.
While you do that, so obviously wreath making is your thing. Are you like big into homemade Christmas generally? Like, are you a sort of like make your Christmas cake back in July, or
No, I'm
homemade
not that
mince
organised.
pies? No. What's
No.
your Christmas sort of go-to things that you?
I
would
do like making a Christmas cake,
Yeah.
but
Just not in July.
but not in July. I will make it in early December.
Okay. And one of those ones
Yeah.
that you feed with
Oh
brandy
no,
or okay, right.
I'm too last minute
Simple.
for that. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
I mean, they keep for ages, don't they?
Yeah.
Regardless of what they've got in them, I think.
yeah. But yeah, do you make a Christmas cake?
No, I'm not a baker. Do you?
I made a Christmas cake once, I feel like when I was a student, which is the weirdest thing to make when you're a student. But one thing I loved making, made them for little gifts actually, for our family, just because foodie gifts, edible gifts, you can't really go wrong, can you? And I made panettone, but in like old, this is going to sound disgusting, old baked bean tins.
Yeah.
They had been washed
Thoroughly
in the
washed
dishwasher,
up.
don't worry. But yeah, like little, I mean, they kind of overspill a bit like a muffin. Yeah. I just love panettone.
Lovely.
I remember my mum was a teacher, so at Christmas, that was when our house would just get flooded full of
Yes.
bubble bath, candles, and
panettone.
panettone. And I don't think anyone else was quite a huge fan as I was, so
You
I
did
just
well
sit
out of
there
that.
with the whole box.
I've never tried making panettone. I'd
No,
like
I
to try
haven't.
it.
It's really
It's quite complex, I'll be
Is it?
honest.
Is it?
As in, there's just a lot of ingredients, the one I followed anyway, but yeah, it was just so cute, and then it's so satisfying. It
Yeah.
you bake it literally in the tin, and then you can just wrap
Yeah,
it
wrap it
with
up.
wrapping paper or
Love
whatever.
that. I remember seeing a really good recipe for like bread and butter pudding made with panettone. You know, for when
Ooh.
you've got all that left over.
Oh yes,
I say
I've
I'm
seen
not.
that,
Yeah, I'm not a baker, but I do like looking at recipes. Our thing is, we always, my husband Joel and I, we always make a big batch of eggnog, which is like quite an American thing, isn't it? But I always think it sounds gross because it's egg and like.
No, it tastes so
But
good.
it tastes
though.
so good. It's
Yeah.
like custard, but not, with like loads of vanilla and cinnamon, and because we've just done that for years.
It actually has custard in it.
Well, the recipe is basically like making custard.
Because I've had
it
your eggnog
starts
and
off-
it's delicious,
good,
but
isn't
I
it?
don't
Thanks.
ask what goes into it.
Oh, yeah.
I just enjoy.
Egg and cream and sugar,
Yep.
and then lots of things like cinnamon and
Nutmeg and
nutmeg,
things.
and
Yeah.
then what's the alcohol in it? You don't have to have it with that, but yeah, I think it's rum. Yeah, and then we just make a big batch of that, and it goes in the fridge, and that sort of on a Christmas afternoon, you've got the fire on, heat some of that up. It's a really lovely treat.
I do like having a few extra things in the fridge or in the cupboard.
Yeah.
So that I can. It's easier to say, come in and have some of this, have some of that. You know, so just those impromptu. That's what Christmas also reminds me of. I think. Just people just because it's Christmas, come in.
Yeah, that's lovely.
And this year, obviously, hopefully, we can do that because that was the thing that last year we couldn't.
Yeah.
Is have people in and out.
Hey, we've got one of our greenery on now.
That's really lovely.
And you can actually. I didn't think they looked that different, the spruce and the pine, but they really do.
They are,
they just stand
aren't
out,
they?
don't they? The
Yeah.
texture,
Different texture.
Yeah. And then we're going to put in the Cornish parby.
So how are you going to do that?
Well, so I'm just going to take, as you can see, there's lots of sort of little branch things coming off. So I'm just going to literally take them all singularly, because you get quite a nice...
Oh, that's nice.
Little, and then I'm just going to push it in.
Oh, so you're not even
so the
going to tie
wire's
that
done.
in?
I don't think so. I'll check it. But if it's solid enough, secure enough, that's fine.
Oh,
Great.
that looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, while you're doing that,
so
Christmas
easy.
films.
Ooh.
It's about time to start working your way through it.
Yeah.
Last year we tried to do one a day for the whole of December. It didn't
That is
work.
commitment.
Because we just didn't have enough hours.
Got done. No work got done. No one slept.
Stop what you're doing. We've got to watch a Christmas film. But yeah, we all put our favourites like in a hat, and then we would not an actual hat.
Oh, I
but
like
That's
that.
really nice.
Yeah, and then
That's
we would pick. So we
lovely.
agreed on 24, and then we would just pick them out. So yeah, Home Alone is a very big hit in our house.
Yeah.
So yeah, so what's your favourite? What's your go-to Christmas film?
I feel like we haven't quite got there in terms of watching a film as a family yet, because even something like Home Alone, I think, would
Yours are quite
freak
young
the
still,
children
aren't
out.
they? Yes, it is quite freaky.
The robbers, etc., etc. I love Elf.
Yes,
I just think
I
Wilfred is
do.
very funny. So that's a good one.
What about
I
you?
think, yeah.
Oh, I'm a romantic.
Yeah.
I love Love Actually.
Oh,
Yes.
It does make me laugh, and it's just. And then The Holiday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great shout.
But yeah.
Do you know one film I've never seen, and I'm changing that this year, I'm actually going, is I've never seen It's a Wonderful Life. Ever.
I've never seen that either.
That's
not?
amazing.
We should have got to see
We
it
should have
together.
done that. Yeah, I'm going to see it this year. I've
When
got
was
tickets
that?
for it.
How old is that?
Like really old.
I think it's probably 40.
Yeah,
50s.
it's black and white, isn't it?
I feel like it's 50s.
It's been remastered.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. So, well, that's what I'm
So it
going
will
to
actually
do.
play on an HD
Yeah.
TV. That's all
I'm
we need
going
to know.
out to see it. I'm going to the cinema, yeah.
They're showing it at the cinema?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I
Which
don't know. My
one?
friends have booked it for me. Thanks, Liza and Rebecca.
Oh, that's so nice.
So, yeah, I've never seen it.
Yeah, we did go and see it at Berkhamsted. You know,
That might be what we're doing, yeah.
that was years ago.
Yeah,
though,
at the,
but, yeah.
Years ago, but not in the 50s.
Yes.
Definitely not in the 50s. Do you remember getting like the Radio Times and going through it and circling all the, not necessarily Christmas themed movies, but all the great, like the classics,
Yes.
and videoing them on was it VCR or VHS?
Yeah. VHS. Yeah.
The big,
Yeah, the big chunky
rectangles. Yeah.
And it would be like the films that you hadn't seen before, like brand
Great
new out for
Escape,
Christmas. Yeah,
Sound
like the
of
classics, but
Music.
also like the new ones that would be like,
Yes.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, that's
look.
it.
Oh, it looks so
Oh,
lovely.
that looks amazing.
And that's another smell that's coming through now.
Yeah,
really
there's a good
beautiful.
smell from that, isn't
Yeah.
there? Yeah. So, so don't worry if you've got gaps, because we've still got to put on pine cones and oranges, so we can use any gaps to sort of pop those in. So, yeah. So that's the main body of the wreath done.
You make it look really easy.
It does.
It is
Good job
easy.
I'm not- It's good job I'm not doing it at the same time.
It is easy.
I mean, I always love doing it. I just don't have your flair.
Well, practice.
Yes, that's true.
That's why you need to make two wreaths.
two every year.
Double as good.
So then we've got Pussy Willow,
That's
which
so
I thought was really
lovely.
pretty for a wreath, and it just feels quite elegant, this wreath.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So again, with the Pussy Willow, we're just going to push them into the moss, and that should just secure them. So I'm going to go at angles. So I'm just going to try and take them round the wreath like that.
It is actually looking very Roman. I can see the resemblance. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just how everything kind of goes off at those angles.
Yeah.
That looks cool.
You should have 5 of these.
Really nice.
In your kit.
And are you thinking about spacing? Like, should they be equidistant?
Yes, I would.
Roughly, yeah.
This one's equal. Yeah, I would go equally around. You've got 5, so that's always, an odd number is always good.
Good, yeah.
They do say that, don't they?
Yeah.
Visually pleasing.
Yeah.
Wow. So which Christmas services will you be at this year?
Yes, well, so there is...
Tell us what's coming up, Ali.
Give us what's coming up. It's also about what this Christmas. So it starts with our Christingle, so that's on the 18th at 4 o'clock.
I think it's 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well done, 3 o'clock. Details will be on the website. And that's a really great one, particularly if you've got younger children. So as mine are 9 and 12, they might be, oh yeah.
Cheers.
But Christingle, really good families. It's great
really
for your,
special.
and your kids. And it's always lots of fun, isn't it?
Very
and
interactive. So it's not done at them. It's like, obviously that's the whole point of Christingle, isn't it?
You get an orange and you put things in, sweets and everything, and not particularly a long service. And then I do love, so on the 19th of December, at all of our services, we have our carol services. So that'll be at 9:15, 11:30, 4 o'clock and 6:30. I do love those. Real mixture of, there's always the Christmas carols, it always looks beautiful. It's definitely one to bring friends
full of
to.
Joy,
Yes.
it? Yeah.
And then we've got Christmas Eve, so midnight mass at 11 o'clock. And then Christmas Day at 10. So loads going on. But all of them are sort of different in different ways, aren't they? I do love the Christmas Eve midnight mass one.
So do I.
I mean, you feel it the next morning, but it's just such a lovely, quiet space, isn't it? I always feel like it's a lovely way to enter into Christmas Day.
Really special. Yeah.
I always feel it's very special. Whoever you end up saying Merry Christmas to, the first people you end up saying Merry Christmas to, it's not just your family. I always feel that's really distinct about it.
I would say it to Steve first.
But yes, to be surrounded by friends is pretty cool.
We are on to the next part. We are whizzing through this wreath.
Really
I hope you're catching up with me.
And you were trimming just the inner bit, is that right?
Yeah, I just cut it down a little bit to make sure it's not all sort of across the middle. And then in your kit, you should have 5 pine cones at least. And we're going to wire them up. And then you should have 5 oranges that we're also going to wire up. So that is a little bit, just takes a little bit of time. So I'm just going to show you how to do that, and then we can chat while I do the others.
Okay.
So you just literally put the wire through the bottom and tighten it, and just wrap it round a few times, and then just give yourself enough wire so you can then put it around the whole wreath. So I'm going to cut that.
Do you want them like that, or kind of lying?
Well,
How would you
actually,
do it?
I quite like a combination. So I like to lie some of them out to the side.
Yep.
And if you put things on the side, a bit further out, then it just makes the whole wreath look bigger rather than all being closed in. So I like to do them in different positions. But I will wire them up while we're chatting, and then we can see what position looks best.
I feel like this is the kind of thing you could spray or even spray with glitter or something.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Just these or something like that. Could look quite
Absolutely.
cool, isn't it?
If you want to spray them before you put them on, if you have a particular colour theme.
Well, I was just thinking, I quite fancied doing them. Tell me if this sounds bad.
Like
white matte, cream matte, because I'm just so loving the Pussy Willow. I love the matteness
like
of
the
them.
fake snow almost.
Yeah.
Or like actual spray paint.
Yeah, spray paint. Like,
Enamel.
well, you know,
sort of-
what do you call it when you paint something and it's got that really rich matte, almost chalky finish?
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. Could that work on a pine cone? Your face tells me no. She's like, right.
Well, you
I'd
can
knock it till you
I can
try it.
I could try. Report
Shall I give you an
back.
extra spare pine cone?
Yeah. Your confidence in me is overwhelming. I'm just wondering. I quite like a bit of spray painting.
I don't know, because these are supposed to close and open.
Are they?
Yeah, that's right, isn't it?
Well, I
Don't know if the
they-
seasons, or did I completely make that up?
No, I think they do. You're right, they do.
But not much once they're off the tree.
No, that's right.
Okay.
But, yeah.
And what makes them do that?
I don't know, this is where my knowledge ends.
Oh.
Ali,
Unfortunately.
we thought you'd done the research.
Google Queen, all the Christmas chat.
Quick.
We forgot to
Why
do
do pine cones?
Yeah.
So what's your Christmas traditions then?
I feel like you've got bazillions.
I've got weird ones. So obviously, Joel, my husband, is Australian. So like he's used to a very, very different Christmas. And actually, we haven't really adopted. We don't obviously do the
Barbecue
on
out in the
Christmas
freezing
Day
cold.
because it would be really cold. We have a pizza oven in our back garden, and the last few, so we've done on Christmas Eve like outdoor pizza and just really sort of enjoyed embracing and we light our garden with fairy lights. One of the weird traditions from my family, my side of the family, is a sweetie tin. So my mum's been doing it for years, where she keeps the same old, I think I might have told you this last year, they keep the same old biscuit tin and she just fills it with like pick and mix. And so we have one of those at her house, but then I will also now do one of those at my house. And that just lasts the whole Christmas season. It comes out like Christmas Eve.
Wow, that's self-control.
And then, you just pass it round day in, day out until it's gone, and you just get the rubbish ones at the bottom.
You see, my problem would be, I would go to the pick and mix, and Steve will have eaten it all.
Well, that does happen. That happened one year while we were at Christmas Eve service.
And that person
my
doesn't get
sister
any
went
presents.
in, and like literally ate it and left a little note saying I've been here. So it has been known to cause great conflict. Actually,
Yes, that's not what you want. It is not. For very self-controlled families.
Yes. Or you just
Well
have a
done.
backup stash so that when they go down, you just fill it up again. I mean, there's ways around. There's always ways around these things.
Well, you just have to fill your pockets when you go to it.
It's not a very Christmassy tradition, but it is a Christmas tradition in our house.
No, it's your tradition.
It's things that the whole point of a tradition really is like it jogs your memory almost, doesn't it? It's there's something I remember reading in a parenting book actually. It's great. There's something that gives children security even in traditions. Of just what's coming around the corner, and I guess even the church calendar is built around
that's true.
Christmas, Easter, Pentecost. The Ascension. Pentecost. And it does actually give a rhythm and a sense of belonging. Weirdly, I think.
No, it's
that's why like every time I hear about your funny traditions, I think,
So I've just literally taken the wire and poked it through. I'm not wrapping the wire around the whole lot. I'm poking it through.
And that'll be enough?
And then I'm just going to wrap it around something at the back. I'm just going to
so you've left it with two little prongs there?
Yeah, and I'm just going to wrap it round there.
We need a close-up here. Definitely.
Yeah.
I do like the way you've kind of put it, like you said, on the outside. I think I've often done that too close to the centre, but I really like the way that opens it up.
Yeah. So I shall carry on putting the others on.
What's one of your traditions? Any of your...
It's when you've got young children, you have different traditions to as they get older.
Yeah.
So one of the things we always do is go to midnight mass, but we always go home and have port and cheese and biscuits after. Aww. And I just love that. And sometimes we sit up really late now. Wow. But it just feels like a lovely time. And if our grown-up kids are with us, whoever's with us, we all sit up and chat and have our port. And,
Will you open any presents, like one present, or is that not happening until the morning?
No.
Okay, forbidden.
But by then it is Christmas morning.
That's true.
Yeah,
it would be legally allowed if there is such a thing.
Obviously,
Christmas
Santa
police.
hasn't come.
Oh,
That's true.
That's true. Are your kids still believers in Father Christmas?
No,
Children look away now.
I think they've just always, I don't know whether it's the way we communicated it, but yeah, it was never made
Not a
a
big
massive
thing.
deal of for
Yeah.
me, so I just didn't make a massive deal of it
Yeah.
for them, I think. I think probably the same, I think the same is true for Andy.
Yeah.
So look, I'm just laying these on to give me a
Okay.
feeling of, where do I want that to sit? Mm-hmm. So I'm just laying them on.
Before you commit.
I'm just sort of you can see they're in different angles.
Yeah, I like
so I'm just going to go with that, I think.
I remember you saying, Nicola, that, I can't remember what year it was, it obviously wasn't last year, when you said, when the kids were getting grown up, when they were grown ups, coming to you for Christmas, and you said, you each got £10, £15.
Yes.
Go and buy something to make Christmas Day fun. As in, buy something and bring it to Christmas Day, whether it's a game or whatever.
That's great.
What did people bring?
Oh my goodness,
What
I
was
can't
that?
remember that.
And have you done that again?
No,
Or was that just a one-off?
but what I did a couple of years ago was I decided I just for fun, I would spend maybe £10, £15 extra on everybody and just buy them something that I knew would really solve something for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, my youngest son, filing system.
Brilliant.
I don't think he's used it. But yeah,
Only a
just-
mum can get away with buying that for their child.
But my daughter-in-law, a book to write down all the recipes that she often asks me, what's in this? So I got her a book. So then whenever she asked me what recipe, she had a
can
book
tuck them away. I love
That's
that.
nice.
Yeah.
And that's something that makes people feel known, isn't it? It's something
Yeah.
that they
Yes,
not just need,
yeah.
but it's like, I know you. Yeah.
But I made them sit and try and guess what I thought there might be helpful. Yeah. Oh my goodness, what did they?
I just love that idea of you bring something, because obviously you were hosting it, so presumably you
Yeah.
were, preoccupied with doing a giant feast that I'm sure is delicious. So everyone else bring not necessarily a
really like
dish,
that.
but something to make it fun.
Like those Christmas crackers that have got have you ever seen them that have got like the whistles in them and then you all get a different note?
No.
Yeah, so we had those years ago and they come out every year
we've
now.
had
And
those.
it's a horrible noise.
What, and then
but
you
it's
get like a little piece to play
Yeah, get a
together?
piece to play.
That's
So then
really
it's
funny.
like you have to know your turn and
yeah.
it's quite, I mean, it is a really horrible noise, but it's a weird tradition, isn't it?
There are those games as well, aren't there, that everyone seems to have each year, like the funny braces one, where you put that massive thing in your mouth. I don't know what that was called.
That is
So,
gorgeous.
that's
We
looking
now
great.
have our cones on.
It looks really nice.
Again, you've still got to put oranges on, and what we haven't done is worked out where the top is, so that probably would be something I'd do now to try and figure out where do I think
that?
it's going to be. Well, I just look at it really and
Okay.
think, okay, what looks like a top?
Is it that you want the bottom to be heavier or?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I think it's just the eye. I'm quite happy with it like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to put a bow on this, but if you want to put a bow on it, you may have one left from last year, or you may want to go and buy one to, again, suit your colour scheme. But I think I'm just going to leave mine quite natural this
I
year.
really like it.
That does smell so good and you haven't even put the oranges on. If you
No.
can't smell yours, you need to book a PCR
Yeah.
or something. It smells so good.
No, I can't.
I don't think they
very
smell very much,
vaguely.
do
It's
they?
the greenery that's
Yeah.
coming across
Yeah, I think it's the
more.
spruce, isn't it?
So
mean,
we're going
we
to take our 5 oranges and wire those up.
I'm intrigued to know how you're going to do this.
If I swap one of these for a crisp, will you know?
when you pierce it,
Should I put it on the roof?
I mean, some people might love that. A crisp
Whatever
wreath.
you've got hanging around the road when crisps get damp.
Oh, yeah. No.
yeah. What else would be good? Party ring?
I've seen people do chocolates.
Oh, from
actual
sweets.
Actual chocolates.
With a wrapper?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
a good
yeah.
idea.
I mean, you might be tempted to pick it off when you walk through. So with this, I've just literally pushed the wire through the top.
Okay.
And I'm going to just wrap it round pretty much like the cone, like that. So then I'm ending up again with a long piece of wire that I can poke through. And I'm going to be poking that into the moss in a minute. Okay. So I shall wire up my...
It's like a lovely
oranges.
Citrus earring. It does look like a totally earring, doesn't it? It's brilliant.
Yeah. You know, the other thing is, of course, you can. I mean, these are to hang on the door, but you could have it on a table, couldn't you? You could have your proper advent
with a candle. Yeah,
the candles. Yeah.
Do you do an advent candle?
I don't tend to.
I did one last year.
Did you?
Yeah.
It went horribly wrong.
Did you forget to blow it out, or did you forget to light it?
No, we lit it. And I think it was on a day when we needed to play catch up a little bit because we'd forgotten to or been out the night before. And then I was putting the boys in the bath and I came down after, it was all and it was the day that I did it was like day 4 or something, so the kids were just, what? So they haven't really experienced a proper advent candle.
I found,
but there's something lovely about that.
Yeah.
And I found these candles, which, you know, traditionally on the sort of Catholic tradition would have 3 purple candles and 1 pink one.
What do they symbolize?
And the purple ones represent penance, and the pink ones represent joy.
Really?
So for the first 3 Sundays of Advent, you would light the purple ones. Yeah, it's quite nice.
So you could, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, turn it into your own advent. I had one last year that was had the numbers on it, but each number also had a name of Jesus, a title, you know.
Oh, really?
Light of the world, Messiah, King, Shepherd.
So
yeah, that was really lovely. And a few years ago, my mum bought me a lovely little like advent box, and every day has got like a little card in it with a thing, and then it's like got a little idea on the back of how you can sort of really not just kind of, you know, Christmas is so busy, but like little ideas to sort of be a bit more mindful in the Christmas season.
Yeah, Advent is about anticipation, isn't it? Yeah.
We bought, actually this year, we bought a sort of Advent book to do as a whole family, and it's got like a verse in the Bible to read, it's got a little activity to do that's not too young for the kids. It looks good actually, and yeah.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah, we're going to give it a go.
I might borrow that idea.
Ask me on the 5th of December if we're still doing it. But.
So I've got 5 oranges wired up, and I am going to, again, I just sort of want to work out where to put them. Oh, I did work out the top, which was here, wasn't it?
Have you put the hook on already?
I haven't, so that's what I need to do.
Okay,
I always forget to do that. It doesn't really matter, you can do it at the end, but I'm just going to make the little hook on the back. That's literally just pushing the wire through, giving it a good twist, and then I shall cut it and then feed it back through. So
I get so scared you're going to chop your hand.
I do that every time.
Do you?
Yeah. just maybe it's the angle.
Yep. So there we are. So I've got my hook, and then I'll be able to just hang it on my nail.
Lovely.
Does that stay there all year round? Just waiting
nail,
for the 1st of December or whenever?
Yep. There we are. Yeah, I do like that idea though, Advent, doing something. Maybe I will make an Advent wreath.
Yeah.
And put my candles in it.
Yeah, in it.
Right. Through it goes. So I'm just going to literally, I've poked it through and I'm just going to poke it back in because I don't think it's going to fall off. And then I'll just push it down. And some of them I want flat and some of them I might just leave at an angle.
I kind of like that that's a little bit hidden. It's not like I'm an orange, but it's, you know.
Yeah. And maybe you don't want to use the oranges, that's also fine.
Maybe I'll spray paint those white as well. You know.
In that case, you might just use the crisps.
Pringles.
Yeah.
You know, one thing we've done in our house, I'm quite, I don't know if you can tell, but I am quite into Christmas. I'm like, and another thing we do. But actually, last few years, one thing we've done is I don't know where I got the idea from. It was something on social media. It's like a reverse advent calendar box. So we had a box in the corner of the lounge, and then every morning when the kids do their chocolate advent calendar, we put in something for the food bank, so that then by the 24th of December, you've got a really great stash, and we just drove it to the food bank.
That's
together.
really
lovely.
And it's really, the only thing is like that's quite close to Christmas then, but just that way of just, helping the kids remember it.
Because one thing goes in your hand, then another thing goes to
sharing,
someone else.
sharing what we've got.
That is lovely.
And obviously the food banks really this year, as with other years, need
desperate,
non-perishable food items. And also advent calendars. We're collecting advent calendars at church as long as it's before the 1st of December.
Yeah.
I need to add some.
Yeah, and also food bank stuff. If you can't get to the food bank, you can.
Yeah, it's true. Drop it at church.
Yeah.
And presumably at all the Christmas services, there'll still be an opportunity to give to the food bank.
Right, we are rolling now. We are nearly on the last stages. Okay, so here we are. So we're pretty much there. Now we're just going to put the final little bunny tails on. Now hopefully you will either have bunny tails or you will have another, I'm just going to grab them from here. So you will either have bunny tails or you'll have some little dried flower heads. Really, it was just difficult to get the stock for so many wreaths. So we had a choice. So
they're both lovely.
They're both lovely, yeah. So this one has got the bunny tails. And this one, I shall put the dried flowers on.
Yeah, really nice. Did you find it difficult getting hold of things this year? Obviously, there's been so much talk about supply.
Some things. No, I mean, not really. It was just these little sort of finishing touches. And, you might have something that you want to use anyway yourself that you could just add in to the wreath. And these are really just add a little...
I really do like that.
A little bit of colour, don't they? A little bit of picking up the pussy willow.
It's another texture again, isn't it?
I feel like you've done this at a very realistic pace. Do you know what I mean? I think people would be following along at the same speed. It's relaxed, but
Hope you're all up to my this point with me. It would be nice if we were all together.
That is one thing I will miss, is I do love seeing everyone else's wreaths as well. Because I think it's amazing. We all get the same ingredients, as it were, but the way that people use them is really, really different.
Do you think we should all put them on the Facebook or something?
Yeah, on Instagram.
Like a massive montage of everybody's...
Yeah, Survivor Watford on Instagram.
Okay, everybody, pictures on Facebook.
Yeah. Instagram is probably an easier...
Instagram.
Yeah. Survivor Watford.
Soul Survivor.
Let's see your wreaths.
Yeah.
And is there anything that you have to do to set it? Maybe that's a silly question. Do you so you just spray it with water to keep it?
Yeah, and actually it doesn't even need spraying right now because everything's quite fresh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's only after it's been on the door for a couple of weeks I might do. I mean, to be honest, I'm not that, I don't really do much watering. No. It's just
in December in England,
it's cold and wet, isn't it? Yeah, I keep thinking on the back. I guess for your one indoors, if you're going to keep it on the table or something, maybe you need to work extra hard.
Yeah. But and you can do this smaller. You could get like an 8-inch or a 10-inch wreath, and then just do it for your table at Christmas Day. That is always lovely. Yeah, I have done that before.
Yeah, it came up on my Facebook memories actually the other day, about 5 years ago at this event, and I'd done same sort of thing, and things I never would have thought. I mean, I'm not the sort of person that makes a table decoration. I just don't. I'm not that creative. But you showed us how. We did it. Yeah. I loved it.
It's fun.
So satisfying.
So
it's amazing.
Here we are.
So lovely.
Our wreath
ready to hang.
So I'm going to get my camera out, take a picture and put it on the Instagram. And then I'd like to see both of yours.
Okay. See what we can come up with. My children want to be involved in mine. So. I've got a choice. Yes. Well, you've got your indoor and your outdoor.
Yeah, which one's going indoor and outdoor and why? You don't have to answer that.
That one's slightly bigger, actually.
It is, isn't it?
So I think, this is what I wanted to say. was I just popped down the garden before I came tonight and just picked up some greenery that I had lying around, well, just growing in my garden. I picked a little bit of conifer, and you know, if you wanted to, you could add a bit of limey conifer into it. That just adds another texture, and it would look good. And of course, the ivy always looks lovely. Yeah. So if you've got ivy growing in your garden and you want to just add some in, you definitely could do that.
Yeah, really lovely.
Most people have a sort of fence with a bit of ivy on, don't they? So I'll just pop a little bit in here. Again, I'm just pushing it through. It just will feed straight through.
That looks really full now.
Yeah.
Just adds something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Even the little berries on that are just really lovely.
They are sweet. There we are. You could just keep going. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, that is really lovely.
Just added something. Well, thanks so much for joining us, making my wreath. And yeah, it's been a really fun evening, and I hope that you have a really great start to Christmas.
Thanks for showing us how, Nicola. You are the pro in so many areas, and particularly in this. Yeah, it looks amazing.
Really lovely.
It's lovely to share it. Yeah.
Happy Christmas.
Happy
Merry
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Cheers.